What's good, everyone? Rockness here, and welcome to my channel where I do the math so you don't have to. Here we deep dive build theory, gear optimization, and stat analysis, all broken out properly so that you can actually understand your build rather than just copy and paste one. Because when you're built different, you hit different. Now let's get it going. In the last video, we broke down the core strength gear set and my monster of a build using that set. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. The link will be in the description. And since then, a lot of people have been running their own versions. I'm seeing them pop up all over the place. So today I actually wanted to go on the other side of that fight, right? Because where core strength is very strong, it is counterable. I think that the developers gave us a good job, or they do a good job kind of incorporating a bunch of tools that you can use to counter virtually anything in the game, right? So what we're going to do as our counter is we're actually going to make a build around the new exotic AR, the Agitator, okay? And so my idea is pretty simple. Whereas core strength is steady, consistent damage, we're going to go for max explosion, max explosiveness, okay? So the new AR with its unique talent as well as some Umbra stacks are going to give us a damage window in which we can kill anything on the map, okay? They're hitting a steady number every bullet. We're loading into a burst window that's going to delete them before they even know it happened, okay? So that's the plan. So like I said, we're starting with the new AR as our primary weapon. Let's get into his talent. And his talent, as you see, is Perturb, okay? So we don't necessarily care about the threat, we care about the priming functionality. While it's stowed and holstered for 10 seconds, it primes. After you pull the primed, you get 30% additional weapon damage, 25% rate of fire, and 100% threat for if you're in PvE. But, like I said, we don't care about that. We're then going to double down with the Interchange. It's a named SMG with a perfect, can't scroll, with the perfect back and forth talent. So swapping to the Interchange gives you 13% rate of fire and 12% weapon damage for 10 seconds. That's all cool, helps you finish off kills as you see because we're dumping that Agitator mag super fast. But where it really starts to cook and synergizes with the Agitator is when we swap from this weapon, we're getting an additional 5% rate of fire and 4.5 weapon damage to our Agitator, okay? So here's where we build a bit of a rotation. And it's gonna be your Agitator is holstered. While you're priming it, you're in cover. So you're building up your Umbra stacks, as you'll come to see. And then when the moment comes for you to engage, you swap from your Interchange to your primed Agitator, and you let the Interchange exit buff and the Agitator prime buff simultaneously delete whatever's in front of you, okay? So at the peak window, you're getting 30% from Perturb, and then 4.5% weapon damage from Interchange. But you're also getting 25% rate of fire from Perturb, and 5% rate of fire from the Interchange. All landing at the same time before the enemy even processes the swap. You're dumping the mag, right? So now for the gear, as I said, we are going to be running the Umbra 3-piece. We're getting the 4th piece bonus from our ninja bike, of course. We're running the chest with the From the Shadows talent, which is going to have us raise those max stacks from 50 to 100 while raising our stat gain from 10 to 20. So it takes the same amount of time to charge up while giving us double the bonus. So at 50 stacks, we're going to get 50% additional crit damage, and we're going to get 15% additional rate of fire. And that's just from sitting in cover for 5 seconds, okay? And as you know, if you're sprinting, you actually lose those stacks a lot slower. So counter to what you would think, the build isn't around sitting in cover, popping out within that moment, if that makes sense. You're actually going to be sitting in cover just to build the Umbra stacks and then just sprinting around the map, right? We want to get as bursty as possible, so we need to get that damage into our opponent as fast as possible. So you'll see in the gameplay, I sit in cover, make sure I'm max stacks, and I'm sprinting forward, right? Sit in cover, top myself back off again from the Berk, and then boom, I'm instantly sprinting forward again because I want to dump all that damage into the opponent as quickly as I can, okay? So there's our Umbra. In addition to that, we're running the Unit Alloys Salvo named holster, and because of the Ninja Bike backpack, we're going to get an additional 20% AR damage, as well as another 10% rate of fire. So like I said, we are spitting out bullets at an insane rate. We're spitting out damage boosted bullets at an insane rate. Okay, so that's the salvo holster, and then in addition to that, we're just rocking a Fenris glove to get even more AR damage, and low-key, super clutch. The 30% reload speed plus 30% reload speed from the Umbra set is super helpful. Because as you can see in some of the gameplay, again, you are dumping this 50-round mag quick, man. You are dumping it so quick. So having 60% additional reload speed it comes in clutch. Comes in clutch so often, more than you would know. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend changing Fenris. I had tried some other things. I considered a Walker Harris bag, or some other things to kind of tweak it. And I found that the reload speed actually comes in handy because you are dumping that magazine from the Agitator super duper fast. So all that put together, again, you are getting plus 50% crit damage from Umbra. You're then getting plus 15% rate of fire from Umbra. Then you're getting plus 30% weapon damage from the Agitator Perturb. And you're getting 25% rate of fire from the Agitator Perturb. Then on top of that, you're getting 5% rate of fire from back and forth, and then 4.5% weapon damage from back and forth, right? All that simultaneously during that burst window to where you become Zeus with a lightning bolt that can just shred anything in seconds. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty fun. It does require you to change your playstyle just a little bit, right? Because now you have to worry about your uptime, you're in and out of cover, right? So there are a few things that you're monitoring, but when you do, it's super rewarding. You catch people off guard super fast, especially people who have built that kind of tankier build. You can tell by how they're playing that they don't expect to get deleted. You know, the core strength guys like, oh, you know, I have 2 million armor, I have 2.2 million armor, I'm cool, I'm chilling. You know, they play you a little bit more aggressively, and then you send them back to spawn. Absolutely, instantly delete, send it back to spawn. It's a ton of fun. If you guys like it, check it out. If this video helps you in any way whatsoever, do me a favor, consider liking and subscribing. It actually goes a long way in helping me break down more builds, more math, and more of the stuff that actually matters. Because remember, when you're built different, you hit different.